Welcome to all. Today we look at the first chapter in the subject Principles of Climatology, that is Introduction to Climatology. In this lecture, today we will learn about meteorology and climatology. Our earth is surrounded by non-living and living spheres, that is lithosphere, the sphere of land, hydrosphere, that is the sphere of water, atmosphere, that is the gaseous sphere, and fourth one is living sphere, that is known as biosphere. Of these spheres, the gaseous sphere or envelope constitutes atmosphere. There are some features of this atmosphere, that is, it is colorless, odorless and tasteless sphere. It is highly elastic, compressible and expandable in nature. It is a gaseous sphere and expands up to an elevation of 9600 km. As the altitude above the earth's surface increases, the atmosphere becomes thin or the density of atmosphere decreases rapidly, means with the increasing altitude above the earth's surface, the density of atmosphere decreases. About 97% of the air or atmosphere is concentrated or lies in the lower 29 km of the earth. We do not feel the presence of air unless there is a horizontal motion in it, which is known as wind. Air mobility is found in the form of wind and air currents. Atmosphere has definite weight and it exerts pressure. Atmospheric pressure at a sea level is 1034 grams per square centimeter. It is heated mainly by the surface of the earth, and there its temperature decreases with an increase in altitude. It protects the earth from intense heat of the sun, that is ultraviolet rays, during the day, and at night it checks the loss of heat from the earth. Different features of weather like fog, mist, dew, snow, rainfall, lightning, thunder and storms occur only due to the presence of atmosphere. Human life and activities largely influenced by this layer. Man lives in the lowest layer of atmosphere, which is made up of three components, that is gases, water vapor and dust particles. Before studying this part of meteorology and climatology, we need to understand the difference between the two concepts, that is weather and climate. Weather shows the state of atmosphere at any given moment or time or space. In every life, we usually use the terms like hot weather, sultry weather, or today the weather is cool or weather is frosty, etc. Weather of any place is the result of a combination of its atmospheric conditions, that is temperature, pressure, winds, moisture, precipitation, cloudiness and visibility. It also shows their short-term changes. It is the sum total of atmospheric conditions at a given place for shorter period. Weather is a temporary state of atmosphere. It is highly variable or constantly changing, sometimes from minute to minute, hour to hour, and at other times from day to day. Whereas climate is the generalization of weather conditions over a long period of time. It is the integration or assimilation or synthesis of weather at a given location over considerably large period. The overall picture of weather conditions prevalent during at least 30 to 35 years that represents the climate of a place or a region. The World Meteorological Organization has suggested a standard period of 31 years for calculating climatic averages of different weather elements. Hence, climate is average inference of weather conditions over a long period of time. When we say that equatorial areas experience hot and humid climate, or western Rajasthan and Sahara region has tropical dry climate, or India's climate is monsoon climate, or Indonesia bears equatorial type of climate, that means we are saying something about the state of atmosphere over a long period of time. So, climate denotes the aggregate atmospheric conditions or aggregate weather conditions including temperature, pressure, wind and moisture over a long period of time. It is the sum total of variety of weather conditions. It does not only shows average values of these elements but also shows departures from their average values, or it involves departure from averages, variables, extremities, probabilities of frequencies of weather conditions. Climatology is the generalization or sum total of the variety of weather conditions. Climate may be simply defined as average weather. In short, weather is the sum total of atmospheric conditions at given place at a given time, and climate is a generalization or integration of weather conditions for a given period of time within a given area. Weather is an everyday experience, whereas climate is an abstract concept. There is a simple practical distinction between them, is that weather is a matter of everyday experience, whereas climate is a statistical generalization of that experience. The atmospheric pressure, temperature, humidity, rainfall, snowfall, velocity and direction of winds, distance from the sea and mountains are the principal elements of weather and climate. On the basis of this basic information, now we move towards our main point, that is meteorology and climatology. There is a close relationship between meteorology and climatology. First, we know or study about the meteorology. The word meteorology is of Greek origin, which literally means a discourse on things above. The study deals with the phenomena of the atmosphere is called meteorology, which includes not only physics, chemistry and dynamics of the atmosphere, but is extended to include many of the direct effects of the atmosphere on the earth's surface, the oceans and the life in general. Its goals are the complete understanding, accurate prediction and artificial control of atmospheric phenomena. It is one of the most complex fields of both natural and applied science. Meteorology is a science that deals with atmospheric studies. It is concerned with physical, dynamic and chemical state of the atmosphere. It is concerned with the study of the characteristics and behavior of the atmosphere. It is mainly concerned with the physical analysis of the individual weather element. It It explains and analyzes the changes of the temperature, humidity and air pressure that are brought about due to the effect of insolation on the Earth's surface. Meteorology is the study of interactions between Earth's atmosphere and the underlying surface of the Earth. Meteorology combines physics and geography. It draws its fundamental principles from physics and applies them to the behavior of the atmosphere, which is a mixture of different or various kinds of gases. It studies the whole atmosphere and its movements, as they are largely controlled by the geographic factors such as topography, distribution of continents and oceans, altitude and latitude, etc. As a branch of physics, meteorology is primarily concerned with the physical processes operating in the atmosphere. At the same time, it is descriptive and explanatory of the physical environment of man. Because of this, meteorology may become a branch of geography. Even though meteorology combines physics and geography, it is rather different from both. Let us now learn about climatology. The term climatology is originated from the Greek word klima. It is compounded of two Greek words, that is klima plus logos. Klima means slope of the earth and logos means a discourse or study. Here, slope of the earth refers to our conception of latitude. Climatology is the scientific study of climate or average weather. Climatology is the study of climate system of the earth with respect to climatic elements such as insolation of temperature, atmospheric pressure, winds circulation, forms of precipitation, air masses and energy flows, their causes, evolution, regional variations, effects and patterns. It includes the scientific study of climate. The aim of climatology is to discover, explain and exploit for the benefit of man. Climatology is the science of description and analysis of spatial variations about climate and its relation with human activities. According to Köppen, climatology is the study of elements of climate affected by various factors with their areal distribution, or climate is the aggregate of the weather. Simple definition created by Austin and Horwells is climatology is the science that studies various climates of the earth. According to Crutchfield, climatology aims to study and explain the nature of climate, differences among it, and its live interaction with human. Climatology describe and explain the nature of climate. It is the study of varieties of climates found on the earth and their distribution over its surface. According to Crutchfield, climatology is the science that seeks to describe and explain the nature of climate, how it is differs from place to place and how it is related to man's activities. The term climatology is correctly applied to the study of the 5 growing fields, that is climatological record, second is theory of climate, third is energy and moisture balance of the earth, next is study of climate as the environment of living organisms, and last one, study of climate as the direct environment of man. Let us now do a comparative study of meteorology and climatology so that you can clearly look at this chart. This shows the comparative study and difference between the study of meteorology and climatology. Meteorology studies the individual phenomena of the atmosphere, and meteorology is mainly concerned with the physical analysis of the individual weather elements, whereas climatology is the aggregate study and analysis of the climatic conditions with long-term keen observations. Meteorology is concerned with the study of the characteristics and behavior of the atmosphere, and climatology is concerned with the discussion of the component elements of climate as well as factors which determine and control its distribution. Meteorology includes the study of climatology, and climatology uses the basic data of meteorology. Meteorology is the study of the atmosphere and the phenomena that occur within it, whereas climatology is the study of the weather conditions over a large period. There has been phenomenal progress in the science of meteorology because of the recent observational techniques, application of mathematical models, as well as the invention of numerous sophisticated weather instruments. The launching of supercomputers have brought about revolutionary changes in the field of meteorology, and climatology has all along been a co-sharer in the all around progress of meteorology. Because of the ever growing use of modern sophisticated observational techniques, the following branches of climatology have witnessed radical changes in the last 3 decades. That is, general circulation of the atmosphere, air masses and fronts, airflow, characteristics of the lower layer of the atmosphere, precipitation. Study of climatology and its results are of great use to the meteorologist, particularly in weather prediction and in application of meteorology to problems in industry, agriculture, transport, architecture, biology and medicine. Climatology rests on meteorology, hence both are interrelated to each other. The variations in the Earth's surface have profound effects on the interchange of heat, moisture and momentum between land, water and atmosphere, and are vital in determining specific climatic conditions. Here, local empirical observation as well as meteorological theory is absolutely necessary. Climatology is a science whose methods are strictly meteorological. In practice, the climatologist needs to learn as many meteorological techniques as possible and needs to steep himself in geography to determine the problems that will be most immediately worth his attention. The meteorological aspects of this discipline examines the process of gain and loss of heat energy by the air layer near the ground, keeping in view the fact that the discipline examines the global pattern of thermal environment as it is expressed by characteristic values of air temperature. The same is true in case of the other climatic elements. Thus, climatology recognizes global climatic types and regions in terms of various combinations of the basic environmental ingredients such as air temperatures, and availability of water to plants in terms of precipitation and evaporation. Crutchfield has clearly stated that climatology broadens the findings of meteorology in space and time. Although climatology aims at a systematic study of climate and its distribution on the Earth's surface, the knowledge of the individual weather or climatic elements, that is, meteorological study, is equally important or essential. It is in this respect that climatology comes closer to meteorology. Climate is crucial or paramount factor in the natural environment of all living and non-living world. It influences its influences are direct and indirect, from simple to complex. Modern time is charged with number of climatic misbehaviors and upsets due to human interference. Unprecedented human acts have upset natural cycle in the atmosphere. Some of the damage, like ozone loss is in upper atmosphere, is beyond recovery. Proportion of carbon dioxide and other fossil fuel gases have been already threatening the survival of biotic partners. Ecological imbalances are warning the scientists to re-examine the interactions. On this ground, study of climatology and meteorology is of great importance. From the foregoing discussion of the interrelationship between meteorology and climatology, it is clear that these sciences inevitably overlap. No sharp line can be drawn between them. We learn about the interrelationship between meteorology and climatology. In the next lecture, we will learn about the nature of climatology. Thank you.